to see my plants, that's the main place that I am going to be talking about them and posting about them. I will do more voiceover videos like I did just previously, but it's called Eclectic ASMR's Garden on, all one word, on Instagram, and the posts will be infrequent. There will be no schedule. There is no obligation for you to interact or follow, but if you want to see the plants, I'm doing a pride theme this year for my planters. And if you want to hear about my other themes, watch the voiceover video through if you are that interested, because I talk about all of my previous themes and things like that. I also talk a lot about music in that video. But anyway, second order of housekeeping. We are almost at 3,000 people, 3,000 subscribers here on this channel, which is out of this world wild. So as a little milestone video, I've kind of taken suggestions plus my own feelings about what I should do, and we are going to be doing, I am going to be doing, for us reaching 3,000 people here, a Two Truths and a Lie video, a Two Truths and a Lie video with a bunch of Two Truths and a Lie from my life. I know there were a couple people who suggested talking about my career and myself. You already all know a lot of it. The only thing I will never talk about here on the channel is my career, because I haven't said this in a long while, but I work with a very sensitive class of people, and just by the nature of the internet, there are many amazing and wonderful people out there on the internet, but there's also some very not wonderful people on the internet, and I can't control for that. That's just the nature of where we are right now doing this. So in order to protect the people that I work with, me talking about my career is it's a no-go. Just not because I don't trust any of you, it's just because that I can't trust some on the internet, so I must not trust all. Do you get kind of what I'm saying? It's just, if somebody in real life saw me and I talked about what I do, then that person could, I'm not saying that it would happen, but that person could follow me and figure it out because they know what I do and they know that they could do some things. So, it's just the nature of working in the field that I work. videos. So if anybody wants to, go subscribe to another wonderful, amazing ASMR artist, because Just Cherry Whispers also does 1, trigger word content, 2, very unique sounds kind of content, a lot of ASMR in the car, which is really cool, leather gloves, biker jackets, cigar ASMR, which I always think is so cool, because I've never smoked anything in my life, but I think watching people talk about cigars gives me very much sommelier energy, and I used to be a coffee master at Starbucks, and it also gives me that energy of talking about different coffees and things like that, talking about different cigars, talking about different wraps, different brands, all that kind of stuff is really cool, and not typically something that I would be into. Take Beyonce's advice and try something different for once. Car ASMR, leather glove, unique sounds ASMR, cigar ASMR, and just very you're hanging out with somebody kind of energy in Just Cherry Whispers, ASMR videos. So that is wonderful. I thought, oh crap, I exited out of the tab, but let's just see very quickly. The video that I wanted to tag in this Just Cherry Whispers, of course, now it's not coming up. I'm sorry, Just Cherry Whispers. I'm doing you very, very dirty here. Okay, can we please all just get on board with the fact that the YouTube search bar has become far less usable? I hate to say that, but it always gives you shorts content first. And I understand shorts are the direction that a lot of social media websites are trying to go. But here we go. It's called Toscanello Cigar and Trigger Words ASMR. It's a great video. I've watched it many times, but that is the video specifically where Just Cherry Whispers mentioned moi. It is a very fitting tribute. I watch it a lot. So thank you so much. And then the other person that I need to thank, and I'm also going to search this up as I go, just because I don't want to spend a ton of time searching for something. But the other channel that I need to mention is the absolutely wonderful Jane ASMR. Now, there's another creator who is a Korean creator, also kind of named Jane ASMR, I believe. But if you are searching for my Jane ASMR, because you are mine now, I guess, is capital Jane, no space, all caps ASMR. So Jane ASMR, Jane ASMR, capital J, capital ASMR. Jane ASMR did a video, and the one that I'm going to link to is called You Can't Understand, but I'm reading to you. Kind of a pull off of that unintelligible reading video that I did a while ago. And again, these two people are doing ASMR that I love. I absolutely love, and they deserve more recognition for it. So go follow Jane ASMR and Just Cherry Whispers. Go give them as many fucking views as they deserve, which is way more than they are getting right now. You are all Month is my favorite holiday. Other than, like, New Year's is my favorite holiday. Like, that's what I love. But Pride Month, obviously, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's amazing, so I want to make a big deal out of it. So we'll see what we do for next week's trigger words, but you might see a Trigger Word Tuesday post, or you might see, like, you know what, I will think of something creative. But anyway, it is time for us to get into it. It is time. It is time. It is our time. It is our time to start repeating some Pokemon themes, some more Pokemon themed trigger words. And I need to shout someone out. Carrie Field, you many weeks ago now suggested the word Jigglypuff, and you were like 1/5 of the inspiration, including like Starlin and Skylar McCormick and a couple of other people who requested Pokemon trigger words. But you were part of that inspiration because you suggested Jigglypuff. And I did not give you credit last week. I said that only Jenna Ann suggested the word Jigglypuff, and that is a grave mistake on my part. So, Carrie Field, you also get credit for that one. But our first two words come from Azariah. The first one is ducklet. Let it be known that I, from the beginning, was a Gen 5 believer. I to this day think that because they're taking out the national dex stuff, I'm like, just cut all previous Pokemon and just do a fully new generation. I understand that might take longer, but if you're not going to do national dex, please just do, we can make it 100, 150. Do like the Legends Arceus. I say Arceus. Legends ZA. Do all that. And then like use that. Spin-off games, the mystery dungeon games, like all that. Use those as the opportunity to do like a whole bunch of other Pokemon. But like, honestly, do it like Black and White and Black and White 2, where you just introduce a shitload of new Pokemon and then do a spin-off, a sequel, whatever, of like all of those. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a video game designer, but I love what Gen 5 did with the format. It made it really fresh and unique, and I think it was the bucket of cold water that the franchise needed back then. And then everything went 3D. I am also a huge defender of X and Y, which I know a lot of people hate, but I am a huge defender of those ones as well. The only one I will really never defend, the only two that I will never defend, are Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, but I digress. Ducklet, I think is a genius Pokemon design. I love it so much. This adorable little water duck. Ducklet, and the Swanna. Ducklet. I mean, this is definitely not embarrassing, but there is a video essay script on my laptop ripping Scarlet and Violet to shreds, and I never want to do negative content on this channel, so it will never see the light of day. But just know that it's out there, and it is over 10 pages. I sound like such a hater right now. Oh God, I very small school in Ontario. It was Montessori school, actually. And so like everybody knew each other, and we had split classes. So like we had our like when I was in grade 4, we were in with the grade 3s, and when I was in grade 2, we were in with the grade 3s, and when I was in when I was in grade 1, we were with the grade 2s, and when I was in grade 2, maybe I was still with the grade 1s, and like when I was in grade 3, I was with the 4s, and when I was with the 4s, I was with the 3s. It was, yeah, I think. Anyway, just, they were split grades, so like everybody knew everybody, because the previous year you were with the older kids, and then in the next year you were with the younger kids, so you knew the older kids and the younger kids. So we would just play Pokemon all the day, all day outside on the playground, and it was a very Pokemon heavy school. Pokemon cards were banned. Of course they were, but that was so much fun. I miss kind of that, although really, if I'm being honest, I far prefer being an adult, but there's something about the simplicity of that age that I miss. But the next suggestion from Azariah is Squirtle, 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 Squirt. I even remember how their voices were in the anime. Squirtle, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, 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 Squirtle. The other thing that Squirtle makes me think of is it makes me think of Monster Factory, which is a brilliant series of videos. Like, go watch Monster Factory by the McElroy brothers, Justin and Griffin to be exact. But their first episode, they did Dark Souls 2, and their character was Squirtle. Squirtle, 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 Squirtle. I've got to go rewatch Monster Factory. It's genius. I've probably watched it like, I would say some of those videos I've probably watched about 20, 30 times. Squirtle, 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 Squirtle is a that's perfectly fine. I'm not judging you for it or anything like that. But I finally replied to your comment that I have reread like multiple times throughout the weeks, where you're like, your laughter is really funny, but sometimes I don't know what the hell you're laughing about. Sometimes I don't either. I think that's exactly what I replied to you. But yeah, sometimes it's a fun headspace to be in, I guess. War Turtle, where whispering War Turtle makes you think of Pokémon trees. Lip syncing Paula Abdul against Alyssa Edwards. War Turtle, 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 and then it also makes me think of people lip syncing the Charlie XCX song, like the "You Come On Me, Pull Up On Your Body," like that as well. It just cultural references. War Turtle, 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 War Turtle. This one does not sound like a word anymore. War Turtle, War Turtle, War Turtle, War Turtle. I challenge you to say War Turtle for 2 minutes and see if it doesn't become just complete mush in your brain. War Turtle, 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 War Turtle. Next up are suggestions from Melanie. And Melanie's first suggestion is Magnemite. Magnemite, 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 going to be a burp, and then it's not. I don't know. Next up is Psyduck. I think you have suggested some wonderful trigger words here. Magnemite, very subtle. Clefairy, nice and breathy. Slowpoke, very clicky. And then finally Psyduck, which is also very clicky. Psyduck. I really sometimes need to not forget the fact that you all have been suggesting words for like a full fucking year, which I think is just like incredibly impressive. Psyduck. I guess I've been repeating words for a camera for more than a full year. Psyduck, like it's May again. Imagine that. Psyduck. Psyduck, who is just a goofy little character. Psyduck, I love the fact that it's just a duck that gets migraines. Like, it's perfect. Psyduck. He's just this tubby little character. I don't know. I love him. Psyduck. When I played, I think it was Fire Red, I had a Golduck that was just an absolute beast. Like, I don't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing, actually, but, like, that thing carried me. Psyduck and the Golduck. Psyduck, Golduck is also a great trigger word. Psyduck, Golduck. Also, if you're including Jigglypuff, all of these, yes, all of these, except for Ducklet, are Gen 1 Pokemon. Is Slowpoke Gen 1? I always mess up the jump from Johto to Kanto. P-O-K-E is Slowpoke Gen 1. We're doing a lot of Googling this episode. It is Gen 1. I know that its evolutions came later, but I was like, I need to take a second just to make sure. But we are going to continue this trend for has a lot more going on. The G, and then the L, and then the TH. Growlithe. Growlithe, 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 Growlithe. I also think the ROW, Rowlithe, really, like, it positions the mouth in a way that makes that lith sound really good. Arcanine and Growlithe, 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 Arcanine and 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 Growlithe, Arcanine, 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 Arcanine and Growlithe, 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 Growlithe. Yo-Yo Master, you also suggested, as well as Barbie Hannibal. So both of you suggested. I phrased that really weird. Okay. Yo-Yo Master and Barbie Hannibal, you both suggested Cubone. Cubone, Cubone, Cubone. So more Gen 1 representation. Cubone, 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 Cubone. I think I have a theory. Most people understand and know Gen 1 Pokemon way better. I'm lumping Gen 1 and Gen 2 in with this because Kanto and Johto were so linked. I think because that is when it was like this huge, oh my god, cultural phenomenon. And people thought I was trying to get kids to worship Satan and whatever the hell. But I think that this is the reason why so many people are like, oh right, those ones. Because they are, I think, the most iconic, and they were the most sort of saturated within the market. And then once you got to like Gen 3 and 4, it was more of like this cultural constant. And that's also when the numbers reached into the, like, you know, into the multiple hundreds. But I think that's just kind of interesting, how that works, that most people are like the most sort of intimately familiar with Gen 1 and Gen 2 because those are the ones that, and then of course adults now were children back then, so I think that's just why it combines. And then also the weird sort of like Pokemon Company obsession with portraying Gen 1 and Gen 2 as like the heyday of everything. Cubone, 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 Cubone. I also think that was when they did a better job of distinguishing every single Pokemon's like personality and like general energy, kind of like Cubone, 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 for example, got just as much sort of personality and fleshing out as Tauros did, as the starters did, as Jigglypuff and Clefairy did, as Slowpoke and Psyduck. Like, all of them have this like really personality-driven character. Like Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Rhydon, like all those, Rhyhorn, like all of them, you immediately sort of get what they're all about. Whereas I feel like lately that has been less of a focus. And I'm not saying the designs are bad. I love the designs. But I mean, like, can you really tell me what the personality that Scovillain is supposed to have? Like, sometimes it feels like they're less fleshed out and developed than I would like them to be. This is why I think that they should just like do away with having the old Pokemon come back, and they should just make a fully new generation, and those are the only ones that you can use and catch. Because I think it would lead to overall a better sort of cohesion of that generation. obsession that that Sword and Shield did, or the sort of just like the too bigness of Scarlet and Violet. And anyway, I could talk about this all day, but I feel like there needs to be a little bit more personality in the actual Pokemon as characters, rather than just like, well, they're just Pokemon, you know. I don't mean to shit on Scovillain, though. I think Scovillain is a cute design and a cute concept, but like, it kind of gets to that point of like, what is that thing's personality? I don't know. I know Cubone a lot better, I can tell you that much. Cubone lost its mom and it's wearing its own skull. Well, it's wearing its mom's skull. Fucking metal. Like, that's, like, respect. And then, like, the weird little, like, lore that it's likely that Cubone is Kangaskhan's baby and all that kind of stuff, you know. Kangaskhan. No, it's a trigger word. Kangaskhan. Genghis-Khan. Is that what that name is based on? That can't be. Here we go. Is K-A-S-K-H-A-N. Yeah, I think I spelled that right. Based on Genghis Khan. It's the third Google result. It is. I have never fucking picked up on that. Genghis-Khan. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, whatever. That is like kind of interesting. Anyway, whatever. Just doing a little bit of reading about it. I only when you start repeating these words over and over again do you notice weird little things. But we are going to do let's say we're gonna do more, and then we're likely going to do the rest in another clip, just so that I can get to bed at a better time. But first of all, first and last of all, these next two are going to be from Skylar McCormick, who first suggested Quaxly. We're leaving Gen 1 for now. Quaxly. Now, when I first played, I got Violet, was my first one. I actually never played Scarlet, but when I got Violet, Quaxly was my first. Starter choice. Quaxly. But if I'm being honest, I love that he was like this gay little bird. Quaxly. But then, when I played the next time, I chose Sprigatito. Basically anything but Fuecoco, because I hate Skeledirge. I feel so bad saying it, but I hate that thing with a passion. It's like, it's honestly, it's like how, people, it's reminiscent how I felt about Skeledirge, and just, like, I loved Fuecoco in the marketing, but then when Skeledirge came out, I was like, absolutely not. But I just, it reminds me of the backlash against Poplio, honestly, where I remember everybody fucking hated Poplio, and I understand you have Litten and Rowlet in that game, so obviously Poplio is going to be the least chosen for you. I'm glad that you are, because every Pokemon needs its fans, but just not for me. But honestly, Quaxly, don't like the final evolution. I don't know, something's off. Something's a bit uncanny valley there. I love Quaxly because, again, it's a gay little bird. Then I chose Sprigatito. For my second playthrough, I was going to do Quaxly again. I was going to do Quaxly again, but then I was like, fuck it. I like Sprigatito more. I like Sprigatito, for the most part, the best out of all three. Although I think Fuecoco is a really solid design. I love Fuecoco. Just not Skeletor. But Sprigatito, Meowscarada is great. I think fantastic look, fantastic design. It doesn't get me out of bed, if you know what I mean. I think those are the three most solid starter first evolution designs. But then, for me, again, remember this is my opinion, kinda didn't prefer the final evolutions. I don't know, maybe it's weird. Truthfully, I honestly probably would have just, like, this is so bad, but if I knew that I would have found Meowscarada kind of meh, I likely would have just canceled the evolution every single time before it could evolve. I don't know, maybe that's weird, but I think Charcadet absolutely is like the sleeper starter of that whole generation. I love Charcadet. Quaxly. Yeah, by the way, we were saying Quaxly. Quaxly, and Skylar McCormick's other suggestion this